One Brian Jones so. Brian Jones is actually the guy who started the Rolling Stones. Not a lot of people know that. Before Mick Jagger became the face of the band, Brian was the real leader, and he was the one who brought weird instruments like the sitar and the mellotron into rock music. In 1969, he was found dead in his own swimming pool. The official report called it a misadventure, but the murder theories never really went away. So you've got this incredibly talented guy, the founder of one of the biggest bands ever, and his death is still a mystery. Jimi Hendrix was such a freak, in the best way possible, that he used his thumb to play bass chords and even set his amp on fire just to get a certain sound. At Woodstock, he took the US national anthem and played it like a bomb going off, turning it into this huge anti-war statement that nobody forgot. He died at 27 after taking some sleeping pills. Then he vomited and choked on his own vomit. Nobody really knows exactly what happened. It's still debated. The crazy thing is, he was only famous for 4 years, but in those 4 years he completely changed the history of the guitar. Janis Joplin. They called her the Screaming Queen of Woodstock. And honestly, that fits because she was one of the first female rock stars to walk on stage with a bottle of Southern Comfort in her hand. She basically told the whole male-dominated rock world, "I belong here and I'm better than you." And her voice had this raw pain and confidence that became legendary. In 1970, she died of a heroin overdose in a hotel room, but here's the sad detail. She had finished her last song just 1 day before they found her body. So she made her final recording like she was preparing her own goodbye without even knowing it. Jim Morrison, the poetic lead singer of The Doors, the same guy who got arrested for opening his pants on stage because of course he did. Light My Fire hit #1 in the US, but TV censors banned him from saying the word hotter. So he said it live on air and got kicked off the show, a perfect rock star move. Then he ran off to Paris, and the official story says he had a heart attack in a bathtub, but his grave is still a mystery. The tomb at Père Lachaise brings in tourists, but there are claims he's not even in there, so the guy is basically missing even after death. Kurt Cobain wrote Smells Like Teen Spirit with Nirvana, and suddenly the whole world dyed their hair. That's the kind of impact he had. On live MTV, he insisted on singing Rape Me and fought with the censors because he just did whatever he wanted. In 1994, he shot himself at his home in Seattle, and everyone was in shock. But his suicide note said, "I don't have the passion anymore," and that line still haunts people. Conspiracy theories are still talked about to this day. Nobody's really comfortable with how it all went down.
My head high, and my tears dry.
Amy Winehouse, was only 22 years old when she won 5 Grammys for Back to Black. Just unbelievable talent. In her song Rehab, she sang No, No, No about going to treatment. And sadly, in real life, she didn't go either, so the jeju was tragic. She died at 27 from alcohol poisoning at home. Her blood alcohol level was 5 times the legal limit. Her body just gave up. The saddest part is that after she died, that album became one of the best-selling of all time. But she never got to see it. Heath Ledger was an amazing actor, got an Oscar nomination for Brokeback Mountain, but everyone remembers him as the Joker. That role became something else entirely. To prepare for the Joker, he locked himself in a hotel room for 6 weeks and kept a character diary. He went so deep into it that a lot of people said that role killed him. In 2008, his heart stopped from a mix of sleeping pills. It was an accident, not suicide, but still incredibly sad. After he died, they gave him the Oscar, but his dad said something very simple. He was an actor. That's all. Like, don't over-dramatize it. Avicii Tim Bergling. Avicii, real name Tim Bergling, was the superstar DJ who took EDM to stadiums with a song like Wake Me Up. Everyone knew that track. But at 26 he had to get his pancreas removed, and after that he became dependent on painkillers. His body basically fell apart. In 2018, while on vacation in Oman, he took a piece of broken glass and cut his wrists. Nobody saw it coming. His suicide note said, "When the stage lights go out, I feel nothing," and that one sentence pretty much sums up everything.
Now let's see you enforce it. Oh, this is already boring the shit out of me. Kill him! Ooh, that had her.
Brandon Lee was Bruce Lee's son. But the thing is, he didn't even want to fight. He got pushed into action movies anyway. On the set of The Crow, during a scene where his character gets shot, the gun they were using actually had a real bullet inside. Just a horrible accident. He was 28 years old, not 27, but he still ends up on these lists because of how tragic it was. The movie was finished and became a cult classic. Fans still leave coins on his grave every anniversary. The love for him never faded. Bradley Nowell was the lead singer of Sublime. His song What I Got is basically the official anthem of ska punk, so catchy and sunny on the surface. In 1996, he signed a record deal for an album, and just 2 days later he was dead. Heroin overdose in a San Francisco hotel room. So right when things were about to take off, he was gone. The album Sublime came out 2 months after his death and sold 5 million copies. But he never saw it. Such a classic tragedy. Viktor Tsoi is often called Russia's Kurt Cobain. In the 80s, his band Kino became the voice of Soviet youth. No one else came close. His song Grupa Krovi, Blood Type, is still used as a protest anthem today. You listen to it once and you get why. In 1990, he crashed his car into a truck in Latvia, died instantly, and the reason was just exhaustion, falling asleep at the wheel from touring so hard. After he died, walls all over Russia were spray-painted with Tsoi Živ, Tsoi lives. The guy became immortal. Shannon Hoon, the lead singer of Blind Melon. You know the No Rain video with the B-girl dancing? That's him. Funny little story. Madonna's record label wanted to sign him, but he turned them down because they were too commercial, so the guy had principles. In 1995, he died of a cocaine overdose on a tour bus in New Orleans. He was 28. In one of his last interviews, he said, "Drugs will kill me, but first I'm going to make some good songs, man. It was like a prophecy.